With the Royal Rumble just a few days away, the rumor mill is at an all-time high. Every year, you hear about potential returns, potential surprise entrants, and that's no different this year. Although this year, I have to say, it has been one of the most challenging years to figure out who's going to win. And we do have a good amount of men and women that have already declared themselves in the Rumble. So I want to go through not just those potential 5 who could be surprise returns, surprise debuts, but rather also talk about those that are in the Rumble, because I think that's often something we overlook. So let's talk first about those that are actually in the Rumble, that are confirmed. So we have LA Knight, John Cena, CM Punk, Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, Penta, Chad Gable, Braun Breaker, Nia Jax, Bayley, Charlotte Flair, Naomi, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Lyra Valkyria, Ivy Nile, and Io Sky. So looking at the women, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 30. 33% of the field for the women. For the men, if you're looking for percentages, as we're on that same trajectory here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You only know half. So for the women, 33% of the field. For the men, you only know half. Now, let's get to those rumors. Let's get to those potential returns. Some of these are on the Forbes website. Some of them are on various others. But you can pick your wrestling website and dive into whatever rumor you want to believe. But here are some that I think are pretty plausible. And here's the list. Number 1, Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill, as you remember, was written off TV because of a legitimate injury, but she was attacked by a mystery attacker. We still don't know who that person is. Many people believe it could be it could be Naomi or Bianca. Those are the 2 front runners for the attackers. Could also be Charlotte Flair. Outside of those 3, I don't really know who could have attacked her, but no one seems to really care anymore. Anyway, but Jade Cargill, as she came into the company last year, could be making a return at the same place in the Royal Rumble this year. For the men, AJ Styles. So AJ Styles has been away for a while. He hasn't been on TV actually since October 4th, believe it or not, when he lost to Carmelo Hayes. And there's pretty much no chance he'll win, but it'll be cool to see, given he debuted at the Rumble, what is it, 9 years ago? I think it was it 2016? Something like that. It made an immediate impact and he was one of the biggest draws in the company for several years. Had an amazing run with John Cena and did a great job as WWE champion at one point in time. So it'll be fun to see him re-debut or return at the Royal Rumble, even if it is for just a few moments or a few minutes, or he becomes one of the final 4. I doubt it, but still cool. All right, what else? Here's one that I don't necessarily agree with, but I'll put it on the list. Nick Nemeth, i.e. Dolph Ziggler. Now, he would be a fun surprise, no doubt, for the WWE fans to get a little bit of nostalgia for Nick Nemeth, i.e. Dolph Ziggler. But not that he has no chance of winning. Like, him coming back to WWE in any capacity, even for a night, has absolutely no chance. Now, he is the TNA champion, and they do have a working relationship. So Dolph Ziggler involved in the Royal Rumble would actually be kind of fun, and hearing the pop would be fun, but it would fade quickly. I mean, it's not a real chance he wins, but one of those kind of you didn't see coming and fun, but not serious entrance. Here's one that I have to say would be awesome, but I don't buy it. AJ Lee. Now, the fans would lose their minds, and rightfully so. As the wife of CM Punk, as we all know, she had a hell of a run in WWE, one that I think is not often talked about enough and how good she was on the mic, ahead of her time. Kind of like a pioneer for the women's division before there was a pioneer for the women's division that could take credit for being the women's, driving the ship for the women's evolution revolution. But is it possible? Yeah, it is. So you could have, and we've been talking about this here on the WWE podcast, is you could have CM Punk and AJ Lee take on Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. So think about that. Again, many steps from that, but those are some surprise entrants. Now, there are some others floating out there, and I'll toss them at you. As I just mentioned, Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, who keeps talking about how for some reason she feels like she has more in the tank, and we should get excited that she's considering a return. I have no interest in Nikki Bella. I didn't enjoy her when she was in her heyday, much less now. There is absolutely no one who's asking for Nikki Bella to return. No one outside of Nikki Bella. Jordynne Grace. She made a nice entrance last year as part of a TNA relationship that WWE and TNA had begun, and that was a fun entrance, or a fun moment for her. Jeff Hardy, although I doubt it. Michelle McCool, Matt Cardona, Chris Masters are all surprise entrants, potential entrants. But here's one that I don't think many of you are. Well, you're probably waiting for me to say, and that's The Rock. If you recall, there was a list of the Royal Rumble winners and entrants and who's going to win that leaked several weeks ago. I even put it up on this channel. But The Rock is still a potential entrant. He could certainly make himself number 31. Where number 30, you think that's it, and all of a sudden the buzzer goes off and everyone's like, what is this? And The Rock, the final boss, as the chair, as part of the TKO board, rather, makes himself entrant number 31 and wins the Rumble and challenges Cody Rhodes. That's very possible. So I would also look out for The Rock. I would say it's a 50-50 chance at best. If The Rock is not involved in the Rumble, I think his chances of competing at WrestleMania decrease drastically. They decrease drastically because the Rumble is usually it is a direct tie to WrestleMania. Not everything that goes on at WrestleMania, but a big one. And it's a lot of fans' favorite pay-per-view of the entire year, or PLE. So there's your list. What do you guys think? Are there other surprise entrants I'm not thinking about? Maybe from TNA, maybe from years past, maybe those kind of nostalgic, feel-good, one-off moments of being involved in the Rumble. Let me know. But it should be an interesting one. One that if anybody's putting money on, I would stay the hell away from. I really would, because there is really no clear-cut winner this year, unlike years past, which is a lot of fun. Creates a lot of potentials, a lot of potential possibilities, a lot of potential matchups, a lot of teasing. You'll see a lot of teasing of matchups, face-offs. Oh my God, what if these two went at it? What if these two went at it? And then, it's going to be a blast. I think this Rumble is set up, because of the unpredictability, set up to be one of the more fun ones in the last several years. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you want a full podcast review, a full show review on Raw or SmackDown, or the entire weekend review, you can check us out on Apple, on Spotify, on Patreon, at patreon.com/WWE podcast. If you want to join us anywhere, that'd be really appreciated. And if not, then I'll catch you in the next one.